So we are going to be making the final sauce. We don't need the bunny here, Sophia, thank you. For the sauce, we're going to use lots of raisins. You can use light or dark raisins. We're going to use 1 orange's peel and 1 lemon's peel. I'm also going to use rum aroma. You can use real rum if it's for adults, but since we are dealing with kids, it's going to be just rum aroma, and sugar and water, of course, to make the syrup. So first I'm going to peel off the skin from the orange and the lemon. I'm going to be right back. Alright, so I cleaned off the orange peel. There is the lemon and the orange left over. And I'm going to cut these up into tiny pieces. And once it's all cut up, I'm going to mix it in with the raisins. Let me pause the video again and show you how small you should cut these. Alright, so first I cut up the orange peel and the lemon peel into these long strips, and then I do the cross cutting into this size. Just for point of reference, I put a raisin here so you see the difference, and of course you still... So all the lipstick marks on my hand, which are permanent for a couple of days. Alright, and my 2-year-old stole the raisin reference, but there it is. And once I cut this all up, then I show you the next step. 1 second, I'm going to pause here. Alright, so this is all the lemon zest and orange zest with the raisins. As you can tell, it's quite pure. I put in half the amount of a 15-ounce bag, or approximately. As you can tell, I'm not really measuring that much here with anything. Right, I'm going to put in my sugar here. So this is a syrup, so this should have a good amount of sugar. I'd say maybe close to a cup of sugar you can put in, or 3/4 of a cup. Again, downsize the amounts according to what portion you're making, because I'm making my entire Somloi Galuska out of like 18 eggs. And I'm going to be making quite a bit of syrup here. Again, I'm not going to be measuring too accurately. I just need a good amount of syrup because this is going to be going all over my cake. And this is going to be boiled up. I do everything on high heat. And once the sugar is properly dissolved, then I'm going to be cutting up the cake and show you the layering of how to do what. Alright, I'm going to be back once the water is boiling.
Just in room temp. Did she drink this whole thing already?
I had a big cup. Okay, so this is how it's boiling, and once it boiled up, then you can just turn up the heat, and at this point you can add the rum aroma. You do not want to add the rum aroma before you turn up the heat, because then many of the flavors can escape in the process. So give a generous amount, since it's going to be very thinly displayed in the cake. There you go. I put about like half the bottle of this, the whole thing. How many is it?
Really?
It's a 1 ounce one. And I put half of it in there. And at this point,
Here, Sophia, I have something for you.
it's ready to be transferred over to my other station, which I already set up here, where we're going to be putting together our cake. So we have the 3 cakes that I cut in half in between because these are super thick. So there's the chocolate. As you can tell, it has a nice color. This is the vanilla. And this one is the walnut that we made together. And I have my chocolate sauce here that I already showed you how to make. And here's the vanilla cream. So this is the instant pudding, and I just added another cup, 2 cups of milk, so it's much more liquidy like that. It still has some nice texture to it though. Alright, let's start the layering. I am just going to use 1 layer of the cake. I think I'm going to start with the walnut. So this is the walnut cake. And I'm going to put the cut portion on the top. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the sauce, the syrup actually. with the raisins and the orange zest and the lemon zest in there. So first I'm going to just distribute it a little bit over it. A generous portion. And once I have the hard parts, or the solid parts rather, then I'm going to spritz on some of the...
You were crying over a bunny.
the syrup liquidy portion as well, so it's soaked into the cake. It's gonna make the cake very creamy. Since this cake is going to be, not cake really, it's a cream cake. The somloi is going to be good in the fridge for like a week, week and a half. And the best it's going to taste around like 3 to 5 days. That's when the flavors just melt together. I'm going to add more pieces here on the edges so I don't have empty spaces. So. There you go. And I'm going to continue layering with these. Good amount of keep the voice level down. The noise level down, please. And I'm going to put on the liquid now. Alright, now the cat chimed in too. And that's Lily who came in home from school in the meanwhile. Alright, next I'm going to put the vanilla cream. Yes. In generous amounts all over. Not too thick, not too thin. So my fruit pieces are still peeking through. Once this one is done, then I'm going to continue with the chocolate syrup that we had made earlier. Again, girls, noise level a bit much. Thank you. There. And if it starts running off, don't worry about it. It's going to all come together at the end. Then we're going to put on our next layer, which I'm going to make the chocolate cake that we have made. I'm going to cut this into pieces to put it into the top areas. Sophie, keep the noise level down, please.
Thank you.
There you go. And we're going to start with the syrup again, with the raisins. Again. First the hard parts, then the solid parts. They are not hard anymore because once you boil up raisins, they're gonna become nice and plump and soft again. Same goes for the lemon and orange zest. They nicely absorb the water and they become very, very spongy. There you go. Now we can add our liquid to soak up the cake. All over. Not soggy, but definitely a good amount where it soaks it up. Exactly like a sponge. So I make sponge cake, so it soaks up the liquid like a sponge. Alright, once this is done, then we can add our vanilla cream.
No.
And you just keep layering it until all your ingredients run out. And then you put it in the fridge. And when you're ready to serve it, you use an ice cream scooper and take a big scoop. Try to go from up to down so you get all the 3 layers in there of the cake into one scoop. And once you put it into a cup, then you're going to be putting extra chocolate sauce on top and dabs of whipped cream all over. I'm going to take a picture of that one or a video of that one at the end, but just keep going with the layering. I'm gonna pause the video here. Alright, so this is how much of the dried ingredients I put on there, the solid ones. I'm going to show you once I put on the vanilla how much I have left. Alright, so this is the amount of vanilla that I have on there. So it's pretty covered, but the fruits are still peeking through a little bit. And this is, then the chocolate is all over it, the very last phase. And as you can tell from the side, they are all just going to be like seeping together, and that's how it looks at the intermediate stage. I'm going to refrigerate this for a little bit, and then I'm going to post what it looks like when it's served.